Greetings to all of you tuning in today. Let's get right into something that might be on your mind. We often hear that relationships are the key to happiness, that we need others to feel complete. Society teaches us that being in a partnership is the ultimate goal. But have you ever considered that living alone, truly being on your own, might be the path to discovering a deeper sense of fulfillment and peace? Let me tell you this, living alone isn't a sign of loneliness. It's not a void that needs to be filled. In fact, when you live alone, it's one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. This doesn't mean you avoid relationships, it simply means that you have reached a state of self-sufficiency that most people don't even realize is possible. The key to understanding why living alone beats any relationship is that you learn to cultivate your own sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment. You stop relying on another person to make you happy. Happiness isn't something that comes from others, it's something that comes from within you. When you live alone, you are forced to confront your own thoughts and feelings. This self-confrontation is a beautiful thing because it allows you to grow in ways you never thought possible. Living alone helps you tune into your own desires, needs, and wants. You're no longer compromising or adjusting to someone else's preferences. You get to create your own world, on your own terms. You might find that you like quiet mornings with a cup of coffee, a book, or just your own thoughts. There's no rush to meet someone else's agenda, no pressure to act or behave in a way that satisfies anyone but yourself. Being alone doesn't mean you're isolated. In fact, it gives you the opportunity to become more connected with yourself, to discover who you truly are. Without distractions, you become more aware of the things that truly matter to you. You learn what brings you joy, what makes you feel alive. You're not living for anyone else's approval, and that's incredibly liberating. Think about it, when you're not in a relationship, you have the freedom to create and design your life in a way that aligns with your highest self. Your thoughts shape your reality, and when you're alone, you're in a better position to understand the thoughts that serve you and those that don't. You're not subject to the influence of someone else's beliefs or habits. You create your own identity, and in doing so, you give yourself permission to fully express who you are. Now, let's talk about how you can truly experience peace and happiness while living alone. It starts with realizing that you are enough. For so long, we've been taught that we need someone else to complete us, but the truth is that you are already whole. When you live alone, you begin to see that you don't need someone else to define you. You have everything you need within yourself. This realization doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, but when you think of it, you'll find a sense of freedom that's beyond anything a relationship can give you. And the best part? Once you truly understand that you are whole on your own, you become more attractive to others, not because of what you can offer them, but because of the energy you exude. People are drawn to confidence, to someone who knows their own worth, and that's what living alone teaches you. Many people fear being alone because they associate it with loneliness or sadness. But here's a simple truth, loneliness is not a result of being by yourself, it's a state of mind. When you live alone, you can either choose to feel lonely or you can choose to feel at peace. It's all in how you approach your thoughts and your reality. Being alone is a gift, it gives you the time and space to reconnect with your true self, to rediscover your passions, and to align your life with your own desires. This doesn't mean that you should avoid relationships or push people away. Relationships are an important part of life. But when you live alone, you enter those relationships from a place of strength, self-awareness, and independence. You're not seeking validation or approval from anyone because you've already found that within yourself. You enter relationships as a whole person, not someone seeking to be completed. Living alone is also a powerful way to strengthen your connection to your own intuition. When you're not constantly seeking someone else's opinion or guidance, you become more in tune with your inner voice. This is the voice that knows what's best for you, the voice that can guide you through any challenge. When you listen to that voice, your life becomes more peaceful and more aligned with your true path. Another benefit of living alone is that you can create your own routines, free from external influence. You decide when you wake up, when you go to sleep, what you eat, and how you spend your time. There's no pressure to meet anyone else's needs. You can focus on what nourishes you, whether it's a creative project, a new hobby, or simply taking time to relax and unwind. When you live alone, you have the time and space to truly focus on your own growth, your own well-being. And don't forget the power of solitude. There's something incredibly special about spending time alone in quiet reflection. It's in these moments of solitude that you can tap into a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. You may discover things about your thoughts, your feelings, and your desires that you never knew existed. These moments of stillness can lead to profound insights that change the way you see the world. You see, living alone isn't about escaping from the world or avoiding relationships. It's about stepping into your own power, into your own truth. It's about creating a life that's in alignment with your deepest desires and values. It's about cultivating peace, joy, and contentment within yourself so that you don't rely on anyone else to bring it to you. Once you experience the freedom and peace that come with living alone, you'll realize that there's nothing more empowering than being comfortable with who you are, regardless of your relationship status. You no longer need to look outside yourself for validation or happiness. You have everything you need right here, within you. This doesn't mean that relationships aren't important or that they don't bring value to your life. But when you learn to live alone and find peace in solitude, you enter relationships from a place of strength and wholeness. You no longer seek someone else to complete you because you are already complete. You are already whole. And that's a powerful place to be. So, if you find yourself living alone, or if you're considering it, I encourage you to think of the opportunity. Take this time to focus on yourself, to rediscover who you are, and to cultivate a life that aligns with your true desires. Living alone can be one of the most empowering experiences of your life. It's a chance to reconnect with your inner self, to create a life of peace, and to enter relationships from a place of strength and authenticity. Remember, you are not defined by your relationship status. You are not incomplete because you're alone. You are whole, and you are enough. When you learn to live alone, you discover the true power of your own being. And from that place of power, everything else in your life, relationships, work, creativity, will flow effortlessly. The next time you feel unsure about living alone or fear being lonely, remind yourself that being alone doesn't mean being isolated. It's a chance to grow, to explore your inner world, and to come into alignment with your highest self. And when you do that, you'll realize that there's nothing more powerful than being at peace with yourself. That is where true happiness begins. In a world where we are often conditioned to find our worth through others, living alone allows you to stop seeking external validation. When you are alone, you must become your own source of support, your own source of happiness. And this is when true growth happens. It's when you're able to tune out all the distractions, all the noise, and focus solely on what you want and need. The clarity you can gain from solitude is something that is hard to find when your energy is constantly being shared or influenced by someone else. Think of it this way: when you live alone, you hold all the keys to your reality. You aren't waiting on someone else to decide how you should feel, where you should go, or what you should be doing with your time. You have full control. Your mind, your heart, and your energy are all directed toward yourself. This is the kind of independence that leads to deep fulfillment. The more you understand yourself, the more you can navigate life from a place of strength, balance, and inner peace. And it's not just about having time to be alone, it's about using that time effectively. The time spent alone can be used for creativity, self-discovery, and personal growth. Without someone else's opinions or actions clouding your thoughts, you can find a path that truly resonates with who you are and who you want to become. Living alone gives you the opportunity to explore your passions, dreams, and aspirations freely. The possibilities are endless when you stop seeking approval or validation from another person. When you are alone, you're also free to explore the depths of your own mind. You're not bound by the patterns and habits of a partner or anyone else's way of thinking. You begin to form your own beliefs, ideas, and understandings of the world. This is where you tap into your authentic self, free from external influences. And this authentic self is the one that will guide you toward the life you truly desire. If you found value in this, I encourage you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you'll have access to more content that helps you unlock your full potential. You don't want to miss out on the wisdom and inspiration that's shared here. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and let's keep this conversation going.